Hey, Brenda, how's it going? Edward, Brenda, Giggles, TJ, good morning. Oh, you don't go into three? Okay. You're welcome to join, my friend. Oh, we ate this huge bowl of cereal this morning. All right, TJ, stay true to your form. Ed's going to have a couple of eggs. Good for you. Anybody like to join the channel? Go ahead. The link is at the top. Just click on that black box and you should be on your way. Stop. Get up and lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Over easy, huh? Okay. I usually eat scrambled, but well, well, as you most of you know, I usually eat a breakfast bowl, which is scrambled eggs. Boone, what are you doing? I don't know if you can see him or not, but he's right by the back door there. Boone, what are you doing? He's looking for squirrels, is what he's doing. What a character. But I love him just the same. Oh, don't be climbing the fence. Oh, I let him out. Probably a mistake, but
What's up, Paul?
hey, how you doing, Justin?
I'm all right.
Oh, here comes Captain Joe.
He said you let him out. It's probably a mistake. You sound frustrated.
No, I just he runs around and goes crazy, you know?
He runs around. He's a dog, Paul. He's a beagle. Let him be a dog.
All right.
Let him
Really
be a dog.
starting to fucking piss me off now.
What are you up to today, Joe?
I'm flying in about an hour.
Oh, you and Johnny going flying?
Yeah.
Any place particular you're gonna go fly or no?
We're just gonna go over to the park, over to, the soccer field area. We haven't been there in about almost 3 months.
Oh, really?
Actually, we haven't been there since, we haven't been there since, yeah, almost 3 months, the middle of December.
I see it's been hot down there too, huh?
It's 52 degrees right now. That's not hot. Gonna be 79 later today, but by the time it gets to be 79, it's gonna, it's gonna be late in the day. I gotta go to North Shore this afternoon, so I don't know what time I'm getting back. Gotta get there at 3 o'clock. Drop off those posters. And then I've got, tomorrow, I don't even wanna think about tomorrow. Tomorrow's
You're
gonna be
busy,
a
you're busy,
long day.
busy tomorrow?
Yeah, I can't eat after midnight. I got a PET scan tomorrow. I can't technically have any sugar after 11 o'clock today. Because my sugar's gotta stay under 220, which it does anyway. I don't eat enough sugar to go pull to 220. But, I gotta be at Mary Bird at 10:30. Actually, I should get there a little bit earlier so I get blood work. I get blood work tomorrow for my appointment next week. And I get the PET scan, takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then I've got I gotta look at my schedule. See, that's how bad it is. And then I got 4 o'clock, I've got a softball game. You too worried about him, Paul?
Well, I don't want anything to happen to him, you know? You know how that is.
Oh, no, you too worried about him. You worried about Mia being out there in
Oh,
the
there's
dirt
a
and everything
squirrel
else.
right there. There it goes.
There he goes. Yeah, he's a hunting dog. He loves his life right now. Wait, I'll give you something in a minute. Yeah. Get all that energy out. Now come sit back over here and wait for another one. So 3 hours after I do the PET scan, I got a softball game to shoot. And then right after the softball game, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm supposed to edit the film and get it into them quick. And then that lighthouse thing is tomorrow night where they're gonna do I was gonna go fly the drone. So I got a feeling I'm not gonna be doing that.
Which drone are you gonna fly?
Well, I was gonna fly the Mavic 3 because it was nighttime out there by the lighthouse. I was gonna try to catch it at sunset and get the light coming through the lighthouse and everything. But it all depends. I'm gonna, if I can get the shots done fast at the game, I might just tell I gotta go somewhere right afterwards. I'll send them to you about 9 o'clock. Might be a habit. Might be all right.
TJ's off until 3 o'clock. He's sitting at home.
PJ needs to come on.
Yeah, he needs to liven up the chat. Comes Lance.
Okay, that ruined the chat.
Ah, here we
He's
go.
gonna fly with Angel.
Not this morning. It's raining.
Well, it was supposed to be today, right?
It was supposed to be today, yeah. So we're gonna postpone it hopefully next Wednesday, and it's still dark enough next Wednesday. I'm hoping, because we're gonna be losing that darkness when I can fly early in the morning. So it'll be light in a month at 6:00 a.m. We need to get up there and fly one more time when it's dark. But it's I just got in the car. It was raining pretty hard at my house. Now it's just sprinkling, but I don't want to drive 40 miles the wrong direction only to be sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And I've done that with him before. We get up there and it's pouring down rain, and I just have to turn around, come home, and not home, but to work.
That's what radar's for. You'd be able to look, see where it's at.
Yeah, and he sent me that. He said, "Hey, looks like it might be cloudy at 6:40." You know, I said, "I don't know that I want to risk it." You know, it's the weather here is so unpredictable in Seattle. It's, you know, because you've got mountains on both sides of us, you know, to the east and to the west, and
Right.
you know, they very rarely get it 100% correct.
So the only thing about Seattle is it's gonna rain, right?
Yep, it's
You
just
don't know
wind.
when.
Yep, exactly.
So Paul is a nervous wreck. Paul needs to take some sedatives. Nervous wreck about that dog.
Let him out the front door.
It won't be long.
Yeah.
No, he's worried about the dog running around in the backyard. He said he's running around like he's crazy. He's running like a beagle.
Beagles are going to do that. Why is he worried? It's completely fenced in, right?
Yeah, got 8-foot fence.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, Lance, is yesterday he came in kind of limping because he's jumping up on the fence trying to chase the squirrels, and I don't want to end up with a vet bill.
He probably limping because he fell in one of his holes. You know, he's fine.
That could be.
Do you have a camera back there?
Yeah.
You know, can
Well,
I watch him?
he's in the house now, so.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, if you're not always back there, just kind of take a peek and see what he does.
Yeah, I do. And
He gets nervous.
well, the thing of it is he walks around doing that little hey.
Does he howl the entire time he's out there?
No, he's on dead alert, ears up, watching for squirrels. If he sees the squirrels, he's like a shot. Choo.
Yeah. Yep, that's a beagle. Beagles are chasers for sure.
Yep.
You know, I don't know how our beagle did it. We had 5 acres and nothing was fenced in. He never ran away, but boy, he ran the woods. You know, it was almost, I would say, 4 of the acres was completely thick wooded.
Did
where
he catch anything in the woods?
I don't know if he never brought it home if he did. But we had chickens cooped up, so I'm sure he loved that, but he never got into the chicken coop. And then, of course, squirrels, raccoons, deer, tons of deer, until, you know, we owned them and they probably all ran away, you know, because, you know, there was probably 100 acres of woods. We only own 5 acres of it. I'm sure the deer stayed away, but he never really left our property that we know of anyway. But he always came home.
Oh, Frank, how you doing?
Then we moved to the city, and he didn't like that at all.
He
was-
didn't?
No, I think he died of a broken heart because he couldn't run anymore. We had to chain him up, or walk him, or and he wasn't my dad did not believe in house dogs, so he was never in the house. He was always outside.
Yeah, well, he gets right on the couch next to my chair at nighttime, and he just
Yeah.
zonks right out, and he wakes up about 6 in the morning as soon as it starts getting light.
Yeah. We had a doghouse. He slept in the doghouse. He, as soon as it was light, he was out chasing animals.
What's up, Brenda?
Hey, Justin.
TJ, Jody, Mark,
Morning, everyone.
Edward.
Morning, Brenda.
Ed, how's it going?
You said you were in the doghouse a lot there, Lance?
Sure. It just doesn't want to stop raining on me. Glad I canceled on Angel.
They should have sent it anyway, man. Mavic 3 could have handled it.
Send it. Yep. I want to
Yeah,
get
about-
a nice sunrise. We would
Good
have
morning,
seen
Mark.
the sun today.
Hi, Paul.
Mark, what's up?
Lance.
Anyone going to capture the lunar eclipse tomorrow?
I don't know.
What time is it supposed to happen?
Right around midnight.
Okay. Joe, have you
Latino
ever
this morning? Go ahead.
have you ever shot a lunar eclipse, Joe?
No. No, not really. Not that I remember.
You'd
Put it
have
that
to,
way.
you'd have to set the settings really good to get that, wouldn't you?
It depends. You get out there and play with them. I've shot the big super moons before. And you can shoot them 3 or 4 ways, just you shoot it and see what it looks like, and then you change something and make it better.
Okay.
The whole bottom line is you got to remember everybody's moving, So it's moving. So if you do it too long of this thing, you're gonna get a blur. You can make sure you got to get it's 2 ways. You can do a long exposure and hope you don't get a blur, or you can get the blur with a. You just don't know. Depends on how bright it is. That's what really happened.
I used to
Last
have a
couple times
really,
I did it worked.
really big telescope, on a tripod, and it had a motor. You plug it in, and it would just keep tracking it.
Yeah, because you better be tracking it if you got a big lens like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're not tracking it, you're gonna lose it. You'll be looking for it.
I gave that
I've always
to
I've always wanted one.
a neighbor's grandson.
I always wanted to have one of the telescopes like that. I actually never had the yard to put it in, or
Yeah.
a place to put it where I didn't have enough. I had trees everywhere.
Well, it was that big around, and it was about that long, and it had a tripod, and it had the motors and everything. So it just
They got a guy down in the French Quarter by Cafe Du Monde. He puts the one out there. Been out there for 40 years. And he's had one, he keeps updating it to better ones. But he's got it set up with a camera on it and everything.
yeah.
And you can come out, and now he's got it set up to where it's got a digital camera on it. And when there's like a full moon or something going on, or the planets or something. He zooms in on them, and the tourists come by and they look at it. And if they want a picture of it, he'll charge them like $5 for a picture.
Wow.
And they can look through it and they can take the picture and he digitalizes it and gives it right back to them. You know, so that's what how he makes his living. Stop.
Giggles wants to
No.
know when the blood moon is supposed to happen. I don't
That's
know.
supposed to be tomorrow.
No, it's,
Next couple of
tomorrow's
days.
called, tomorrow's about, it's a weird name. It's like, gosh, there's a weird name for this lunar. It's not the blood, it's something else. Someone can look it up on the internet.
It's gonna be
I know.
red though. They're not calling it a blood moon.
Yeah, they're calling it, it's kind of an odd, I had never heard them refer to a moon like this lunar eclipse. But those of you in front of a computer can probably Google it. Let us know. Like the pear moon or something. It's kind of an odd name. I don't know. I know it's not that, but
They're talking about it right now on the news. Total lunar eclipse tomorrow night. I want to see that. I want to see if they give any kind of times.
Oh yeah, it looks like a blood one. Yeah,
what are they calling?
it says exact time to see the UK lunar eclipse and blood moon is Friday.
Yeah, I saw it was tomorrow. Tomorrow is what, Thursday? Tomorrow to Friday morning.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. I'm trying to see the time. Yeah, that's showing me a time. That's
Like
what you gotta
10
show. That's what don't make
10
sense.
p.m.
It's
to
early in the
10
morning.
p.m. to 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. or something like that. Tomorrow
That's your
night.
time?
I don't recall because I looked at it real quick. I don't know if that's Eastern time or not.
Because now the funny part, tomorrow night, if I go out to the lighthouse, we may see it tomorrow night. It might be why they're going out. It's more. It will occur March 13th and 14th. So it's gonna be overnight, lasting about
Tomorrow night.
65 minutes. But it doesn't tell you the exact times. I think it's gonna be after midnight. See, they're doing the lighthouse tomorrow night, and the moon will be in that general area. So maybe they're doing it because of that. Well, the moon's got to be the opposite way, because it's where the sun's coming down. It says Eastern time, 2:55 a.m.
Yep.
the peak. So that's
Who's
1:55.
they?
Oh hell no! I'm not going out there in the middle of the night.
Who's they?
Yeah, who
the
you going flying with?
The St. Tammany Photographic Society
Okay.
is going out. Bunch of
Yeah,
old.
we've got a-
They're talking about old forts with drones. You'll see these guys.
We've got a pissed off train here. He's honking like crazy. Wonder if someone's on that. Nope, they're not on the tracks. He's just going slow.
Yeah, you know how Bob Dempsey's got old forts with drones? You ought to
Yep.
see the old forts at this place. Because there's 3 professional photographers that belong to it. And they kind of teach everybody, you know?
Yep.
I'm kind of part of it, but I'm not. I'm the 4th, but I'm kind of part of it. But I'll be honest with you, I go out there, I can't sit there. I mean, it's like, ask them what the Trinity is, and they start talking religion. You know, it's like they're trying. Bless their hearts, they're trying. Like Paul, bless his heart, he's trying with the dog. You know. You know, some of them take pretty good. They have different. One of the guys that runs the thing,
Boone.
He worked EMS with me years back, way years back at West Jeff. And when I walked into the place, it was like, wow, you know, I didn't even see him for years. But he comes out, he'll bring like,
Lay
the
down.
funny part about it, he brought one time Matchbox
Lay
cars.
down.
And it was a macro event. And he put the Matchbox cars on. Everybody had to take pictures of them and do their little macro things. And the people came back and everybody had their own version of what a macro car looked like. You know? It was
What's
like,
what is a macro car?
well, where you get really close up on it, and you're using a little bokeh and everything to make it look smaller, almost like it's a real car. You know what I mean?
You mean micro?
It's macro photography,
Oh. I've
where
not
you're
heard of
using a
Yeah,
lens
but
that does that.
the car you're shooting is a model car or is it a real
A
car?
little Matchbox, one of the little Matchbox cars, and you might have a little figure next to it, and when you got to try to make it look real, you know, miniature photography. That's all it is, really.
Yeah, it's
And you
kind
gotta
of
have the
like
right
how
lens first. You gotta have the right lens. That's the big thing.
it's kind of like how they use like RC helicopters and shit in movies to make them look real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, macro smaller than micro.
But you got to go out there. And I remember I went out there and took a couple pictures, and these guys were trying. They're trying their best. But it's the bottom line is they're trying. It's a bunch of old people that are retired that have nothing else to do, and they're trying to learn something new. You know, which is good.
Frank
Yes.
is just making the comment that he thinks you're getting some bad weather there. Is that true,
Wait, no.
Joe?
Nate?
Yeah.
I think Saturday we're gonna have a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be that bad. They're saying it's gonna be bad, but I think it's gonna be like Friday night late, where it's gonna be Saturday morning before the parade's Saturday.
Okay.
I'll see you in a minute. Yesterday I saw it, but it really didn't explain a lot. He's coming on now. Severe weather outlook, multi-day severe weather outbreak. That's what it's gonna be. Saturday's the main day. Yeah, main day is gonna be Saturday. Looks like we're in a heavier condition than, I don't know why. Oh, never mind, it's just because it's overlapping. We had a different color pink than they were showing. We had a darker pink.
Now, have you got to shoot it all on any of those days?
I got shoots every day this week.
Wow.
From tomorrow. From actually tomorrow on.
But if it's basketball, it's inside, right?
Basketball's done.
So it's baseball, so it's outside?
Everything's outside. Everything's
Wow.
outside now. So 80% chance of rain on Saturday. Now, you see, that's the day that's really pissing me off. That's the day I want to shoot the parade more than I want to shoot the parades on Sunday.
Frank
Say
says
an
they're going
all-day
to
type
get
of rain.
60-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, they're saying it's going to be an all-day sort of rain. Yeah, heavy rains, damaging hail, and they're not saying anything about winds. But that's the one where they got that big Irish Channel parade. That's a big parade. And they better make a decision. Move it to Sunday. They could move it to Sunday if they do it now. It'll interfere with Jefferson Parish, but the hell with Jefferson Parish. It'll just be parades going on in two different areas. So Saturday, I may not be doing anything. Okay, our lunar eclipse, 1:28 a.m. until 2:31 a.m. That's when it's going to be really going.
What day?
Tomorrow morning, right?
Friday 1:28 a.m. But they said the problem is we're going to have a cloud cover. So we're getting a big cloud cover coming in for that storm for Saturday. So we're probably not going to have that either.
Yeah, we're supposed to have clouds as well. and that's probably why ours is at 10. Yours is at 1.
Yeah, because of the difference in time.
So,
Yeah, you said 80% chance, and then on his next thing, he said 70% chance of rain. So I don't know. They can still have the parade if it's going to depend on where the storm's at. They said it's going to be widespread, so it could be different areas, and we might not get in some areas. You know. You cancel Mardi Gras with less than this. It was just wind. This ought to cancel Saturday's parades. They could flip them to the next day because there's nothing going on Sunday. So flip it to Sunday. That's what he just said. He said, hey, flip it to Sunday. Sunday be perfect. I'd rather go there Sunday and shoot the parade. And I'm just not worried about getting Metairie parade because Metairie's going to be harder to shoot. It'll be harder to get into. Yeah, we're in that part of the spring now where the weather's going to start being assholes. Tino got up this morning, came out from underneath the bed when I put my flip-flops on to walk up
Yeah.
front. He went and got behind me, and I reached down. I said, come on, we got to do your eyes. He just looked at me because I had him cornered. He couldn't move. I said, come on, we're going. So he lifted up and let me pick him up, put him on the bed, got the drops. He looks at the drops. I picked his head up. I dropped one in each eye. He just let me do it.
All right.
I'm down to about a half a bottle of that stuff. And there's still a little bit of swelling in the right eye. That was the one that got really bad. The other eye looks a little bit better, but I'm gonna keep going until probably I run out of these drops.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna call. I hope I don't have to buy another bottle of these things, $50 a pop.
Well, you got to do what you got to do because that's your babies.
That's my main man. Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably what you're supposed to do anyway, like antibiotics.
Yeah.
You're supposed to use
Yeah,
the whole
that
bottle.
is an antibiotic steroid.
Because
So I'm gonna be
normally,
dripping it in 'em.
normally, even if it clears up after a few days, they still want you to keep using it to kind of make sure it's
Mhm.
worked out.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Because I'm bad for that. Like they'll give me like a week's worth of antibiotics. I'll take them for like 4 days, and the shit will go away, and I'll actually keep the extra ones and I'll hold on to them. Because you never know when you might need antibiotics in an emergency.
Yeah, but it's better to take them. You know.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying generally what they give you, usually your shit will be gone within 3-4 days.
Yeah.
They just recommend you take them, but
Yeah, usually.
I'm telling you, in an apocalypse situation, bro, antibiotics are going to be fucking gold.
I was looking at something last night on Instagram or one of those reels somewhere in the Black Hills of North Dakota. They got an old military base that's got 500 bunkers in it. It says the size of Manhattan. And you could buy one of the bunkers and it's yours forever for $35,000.
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. Looks like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a neighborhood of bunkers, and all kinds of people have been buying them up. And they're starting to pave streets in between them and shit. It's literally a neighborhood with nothing but bunkers. They were
I tell you what.
ammunition depots, weren't they?
Yeah, that's what it is. I'd buy
Yeah.
one.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
buy
dude.
one and stock that joker up.
That thing,
You'd be dead before you got to it, though, Joe.
it's
No, that's
big.
what I mean. I'd move now. You know?
No, it's big enough for like a 3-4 bedroom house to be built inside of it. Like
Yeah.
they're huge, and they don't want that much for it.
You could live inside of it.
Yeah, you can frame it all out on the inside and actually frame it out. And you wouldn't even really need like an air conditioning or heat because it's such thick concrete that it's kind of self, it's got like its
You
own
gotta have
environment.
ventilation though. You gotta find a way to get the ventilation.
Right, but you don't have to worry about like extreme heat and shit because the concrete's like 10 feet thick.
Yeah,
Like it's like being underground, you know?
yeah. It's an ammo bunker.
Yeah, they're big ass like heavy duty ammo bunkers and they got these big
I've
ass
seen
blast
those at
doors
20.
on the front.
Yeah, they got the same kind they got at 29 pound.
It's
Have you
the
ever
type,
been to North Dakota?
Me? No. You worry
Okay.
about the cold more than the heat.
but it's like a bunker, dude, an F5 tornado. Like the worst tornado you could think of would roll right over top of it. You'd probably be fine.
Well, yeah, be
Like
fine.
it ain't gonna go anywhere.
But I wouldn't mind having one. And they're not that close to each other either.
Now,
They
if I
had one guy
remember,
up there who was saying that he could live in there for about a year. He's got enough stuff in it. The way he's got it, they didn't show his inside. He said he got enough food and everything in there that they could live in there for a year before they had to worry about something.
yeah, I watched a video of a family that framed one out. They made a 4-bedroom house, had a full like workshop in there and everything. And they had it fully
Wow.
stocked and everything. They turned it into a house. It looked like a house on the inside.
That's what I do.
And they had a full like I said, like workshop with like all industrial like lathes and drill presses and stuff and everything, just so if they needed to fix something inside, they could.
The way to do it. You got everything to build your own, fabricate your own stuff.
But they turned
Joe,
it
have
into
you-
a whole 4-bedroom home.
Joe, have you been on a cruise before?
I've never been on a cruise.
So the next chance you get, and get an indoor cabin without windows and live there for 7 days.
Were you saying that I'll be stir crazy?
Yep.
Well, it's not like he would, if you were buying it to turn it into a home, it's not like you're just going to lock yourself in there for years at a time. You'd come in and out every day just like a regular house.
Yeah, but if it was an emergency where you needed to be in there for a year, I guess you get stir crazy, but at least you'd be alive.
Yeah, but if you're at the point where you got to hide in a bunker for a year because shit's that bad, you're going to be loving it. Because you'd
Yeah.
rather be in there than outside.
We need to have some kind of way to have communication to be able to not communicate, but be able to monitor. Because it'd be like in like The Walking Dead, how they were listening, they kept listening to see if they could find anybody, and they found somebody, and when they found them, it wound up being a war. You know?
You just embed
Against each
cameras
other.
all on the walls.
Yeah. I saw years ago when I was at Pizza Hut, when I didn't want to ever watch The Walking Dead. One of my cooks taught me into watching it. Tony, she taught me, and she loved the show. I said, I can't watch that crap. I said, because I see a zombie and then I'll be thinking I'm seeing him at night, you know? So I started watching the show and I said, then I started looking at the container houses and I found a container set up and I said, I'm gonna buy a big piece of land in Folsom and build one of these containers, make a moat around it that you can't just get in. It's gonna be like a fishing pond that you just can't get in. And it's gonna have spikes on the front side of it. So if you try to get in, you're gonna be spiked anyway. Like that. And spike before you get to it. So it'll be like a double thing. And I drew it all out. I had it all drawn out and I showed her. And she said, boy, that is cool. I said, yeah, I said, because that's where I'm going. I said, I'm gonna sit on top. I'm gonna get me a 50 cal and sit on top if I need it, you know. But if I had the means to do something like that, and I stocked it with the MREs the military has now, that I could get them from my son. He can get me cases of them. You know, we just buy a bunch of cases of them. If I had to sit there for about 6 months, I can live off the MREs and be all right. I might not enjoy them as much as I enjoy what I eat now, but at least I know I've got food that I can get by with.
Dude, modern MREs, like even the military ones, they got a lot of just off the shelf shit you can buy at Walmart.
Yeah,
Like you'll open it up and it'll be a pack of M&Ms and a pack of Jolly Ranchers, like as like the dessert. And then it'll be,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Even like I said, I got some modern MREs, like actual military ones, not the third party ones.
that's what I got in the back.
And they got a bunch of just like modern shit in there, like just stuff you can get off the shelves at Walmart and make your own.
Yeah, he brought last time when he came in from TBS, he brought me a case, and then he went from OCS, he brought me a case. Then when he came back from TBS, he had 2 cases. And he owed me a bunch of money. And I just told him, just take it off my bill. So we put it in the back. I got 3 full cases, but and every time he went to a thing here before, it was funny. Anytime before he went into OCS, they used to go about every 3 months. They went out to do something with the recruiters, and they feed them MREs to get them used to it. And he said, yeah, what they do is the people, they just put a big, like a bin together of everything nobody wants, and they wind up just getting rid of them, right? And the recruiters tell them, if you want them, take them, like that. So he started taking bags of them back here to me, and it was all open MREs, just different bags of different things. So shoot, I had MREs that I could pick on, and I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps.
Oh yeah, MREs are not that bad. I mean, the newer
Yeah, the
ones.
newer ones are a lot better than the ones we started with, the C-Rats and the K-Rats.
Yeah, and I've always heard the 80s and early 90s ones were kind of nasty.
Well, the last one I had in the Marine Corps when I was in 87. That's when I was working the supply unit, and I had I think it was 385 pallets of 48 cases at any given time in my warehouse.
How many cases?
I had 348 pallets of 48 cases,
Wow.
because we used to
Yeah.
distribute them to the Marines on the base for recruits.
Because if you notice, the newer MREs don't have as long of a shelf life, and that's because they use more, I would say, civilian type foods in them. So they don't tend to have as long of a shelf. I think didn't the old ones have like a 15-year or 20-year if they were stored correctly? And then the
Something like that.
new ones only have like a 1 or 2 year lifespan. That's it.
I think they're longer than that.
Well, it also depends on how you store them too. If they're stored in a
Yeah.
nice, like room temperature type setting, they'll last longer. But if they're in like a hot garage or something, yeah, you're gonna only get a
Yeah,
couple.
mine is sitting underneath the desk in the back, underneath the table where my what you call it is, my box for my cameras, sitting right there. I got 3 of them stacked.
Hey, good morning, Russell.
Hey, Jonathan Russell.
Look,
Hey,
Russell.
Frank's here. Jody must have showed up. But all you can get was 348 cases in the security cage in the back. Just then it's supposed to have been for 350 cases, but you couldn't get those last 2. I mean, pallets. You couldn't get those last 2 pallets in because it would block. They put the door swinging in instead of swinging out, so you had to keep that open.
Actually, the best ones for shelf life are probably the cold rations, the ones that are designed for the cold, because a lot of those are freeze dried foods. Those and freeze dried foods will last forever. What's that company, Weiss or whatever, that makes them? The ones you can go and you can buy the emergency bucket at Walmart, and it's like a big 5-gallon bucket.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, those
Bunch of
ones have
companies
like a 50-year lifespan or something. They print on the bucket like they advertise.
Huh.
It's all
Yeah,
freeze
that's
dried
probably the
food.
ones I would wind up getting, something like that, the buckets. But what I don't like, the difference in the MREs that we have and the ones that we had before. The ones we had before, there was a heating element, and it was actually something it had to light and burn. and it burnt without a flame. That was the good news. But the ones they've got now, it's a heating element that you mix water with, and the water ignites it. And that's the bad part about it, because you got to be careful what you're doing with it. And that's what my son was telling me. He said, "Gotta be really careful with this." He said, "Because if you put it down and it's damp next to you, you're gonna set something on fire." You know,
Oh,
I've used it in here to see, and you got to be outside with it. I found out you got to be outside ventilated with it, because I had it in the kitchen. I tried it in the kitchen in the sink, and started it to heat something up. And man, I had to get it outside because it was stinking up the house.
oh yeah, you're talking about the flameless ration heaters?
No, this is something they've got in there. It's a bag. It's a bag now. It's a heating element bag, and it's got, I can't remember if it's got a tablet in it or it's got a powder in it.
No,
I
it's
think it's a
got
tablet-like thing.
it's got magnesium in it.
Yeah,
And
that's what it is.
it's called a flameless ration heater, is what they're called.
Yeah,
And it's
and that
yeah,
thing when you get the water in there, man, God darn it, you better have it in ventilation. I want to put it on my balcony out there.
yeah, you better put the shit in the bag before you dump that water in it, because they heat the
Oh yeah,
fuck
it was
up
in the
quick.
bag, and you got to be careful, because if it tilts out and it falls out, whatever it's on is going to start burning.
Yeah, those things
All right.
those things get crazy hot.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then
I used one time, and I said that's it.
and then they had the ones you used to use that had they were the ones you had to build. They were the little metal ones, and you'd fold out the little metal tabs, and then you could put
Yeah.
like your canteen or something on it. It was
Oh,
they
yeah,
had
that
the
was a long time ago.
was the little tablets,
Yeah.
little white tablets. I can't remember what they were made out of, but yeah.
'Cause I'm back from the day when we had the mess kits that we used to bring out there. It opened up, and it had the spoons and everything built into it that you put back in there, the metal. Everything was aluminum, stainless steel. It was, I don't think it was stainless steel. I think it was aluminum. And
Welcome
but
back, Lance.
you had one part of it that was like a it's an old mess kit. One side you can cook in like a little pot, like a skillet, and the other side had two different compartments for you to put your food. And it snapped together and locked together, and you put your fork and your spoon inside there. I got one still in the back, the original, the one I had, the one I got right after boot camp is in the back.
Yeah, they eat that back in the day, like old ass rations from like Vietnam and stuff. Be a bunch of like heavy canned food and shit. Now it's all retort pads.
Yeah, sea rats.
Yeah, now they just use those green retort pouches that got the gussets on
Yep.
the bottom. Because they're a lot lighter than filling a whole
Johnny.
MRE up with canned shit.
Okay, Johnny's leaving, so let me go get out of here.
Johnny,
Okay,
Jonathan,
I'll see y'all.
Russell,
you
I'll be
got
on sometime later.
you
I gotta
got
go to North Shore.
Warren.
you got a game. You got a game this afternoon.
No, I gotta go bring those posters.
Oh, okay, all right,
And I get those there about 2:30, 3 o'clock, so I might be back in time.
okay, all right, Joe. Have a good one.
See y'all later.
Bye, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad the office called me and told me that I put in my damn timesheets last Friday and I turned them in the office and they said, well, we never got them. I was like, well, I turned them in, so they told me I had to have them in by 10 o'clock, otherwise I wasn't getting paid this week. So I had to send them pictures of them. But then they didn't respond back saying they got the pictures, and it's almost 10, so
Boom, stop,
hopefully they got them in.
stop. Boom. Boone's not walking well. He's kind of like half limping.
Check his paw, see if he's got a splinter or something off the fence.
Here, Bone. Bone, Bone, Bone. Come here. Bone, come here. Here. Yeah, what he's doing is he's doing the.
It's possible he could have pulled a muscle too or something.
I just don't know whether to, you know, because I take him to the vet, they're gonna want $100.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, do you have a PetSmart in town?
That's smart, yes.
So what we did is we paid like $250 a year to pets to the hospital to their hospital. You know, they've got a hospital inside there, right? A pet
Oh,
veterinarian.
they have all the one they have here is just a grooming station.
Oh, they don't have. They
They
don't have.
don't have, no,
Okay,
they
so
don't have.
how about so the name of the actual vet was called Banfield. You have any Banfields
No,
in town?
no.
You know, they would charge us $250 a year, and we could take our dog in anytime. Like an example, your dog's limping, we would take the dog in. It wouldn't cost us anything unless they gave you medicine, right? And you know, it wasn't real expensive.
So you pay the $250 for unlimited visitations, but anything other than that, like shots or whatever.
Correct. But it did include 2 biannual checkups, you know, with worm medicine and whatever shots that the dog needed, and that was all included. Did not cost anything extra.
That's not a bad
Look up
deal.
Banfield if you have one.
That's good.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal at all.
It cost me £70
Matter of
to
fact,
take my cat to the vet, and all they did was give it a flea tablet.
AZ David told me about that program about a year and a half ago. I remember him mentioning that. That's what they had that. I completely forgot about that. I'm pretty sure it was David that told me about that.
Mind you, at least the vet was good. He did tell me which flea treatment to buy that was the closest to the prescription one that they gave her. And that was Advantage. And that was a bit cheaper than taking her to the vet every time.
Well, I'll just have to
But
keep an
what?
eye on him to see how he does.
I don't know. I always found the best flea treatment was when they actually just gave the dog the damn shot. Because I've bought so many over-the-counter flea treatments, and it doesn't seem to work. They don't ever seem to work very
Well,
well.
I used to buy those flea collars, you know, the white ones.
Yeah, but they're not as effective.
No,
Well, and you got to think on a big ass dog too. You know, that thing's only around its neck. What about all the way down at its ass? You know, I could see one of those working on a real small dog, but a big dog, yeah. I mean, I don't see how effective those are. Like I said, I've tried those with a mixture of the flea treatment that you know go down their back with. I've tried all the expensive ones, all the cheap ones, and they don't seem to work worth the shit.
Well, if you can get hold of one called Advantage, I found that works really well.
Yeah, we have Advantage.
Mm.
But it could depend on what area you're in, because I'm sure fleas are probably different environments. I know they're really bad around here.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
you put it on the back of
constant
the neck.
battle.
You put it on the back of the neck, it gets into the bloodstream. So if she does get fleas, when they drink the blood, the stuff in the bloodstream then kills the fleas.
So right here, any of these close to you at all, Paul?
I used to use Frontline. That used to be the best,
No,
but it
None
just
of
didn't
those?
work on the cat for
No.
some.
One or two? Okay.
all of those are at least 60 to 80 miles away.
Okay.
Jonathan says it just cost him $5,000 for an operation for one of his cats.
Oh yeah,
Dislocated one of his hind legs, and
Boy.
they had to put a pin in him to keep it in place.
wow. Yeah, definitely not cheap.
No.
I mean, at 4.5 years old, you could probably take out the pet insurance with it. I mean, I can't do that with mine because they're too old. They won't do it. But at 4.5 years old, they might just do it.
What a difference the weather makes. You know, right now it's only 28 degrees outside. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yesterday, at this time of the day, it was 48 to 50.
While I was sat outside a minute ago in glorious sunshine, having a cigarette, and then all of a sudden it was raining.
It wasn't sunshine. That was your back porch light. All right, I gotta jump off. I'll catch you later.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got another 4 hours till sunset.
Okay, Justin. Well, I think I'm going to just close it down. We haven't got that many people watching, and we've been on for an hour. It's not going to be a 4-hour show.
Gonna pack it in.
Yep, we're going to pack it in, everybody. Thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later.